off to the left here we have that blue truck that's a no crank, possible starter. I believe it's a 2002 Dodge Ram. So first things first, let's put the key in it and see what happens. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but I just got a single click. Try it again. Alright, so we're not going to mess around too much with this one. It's hot out here. I'm just tired of being in the sun. So let's go straight for the starter. And you know what? Let's give it a whack or two and see if we could get it to crank the engine over. Alright, so I pulled out the starter relay. Got it sitting right here, and I'm using one of my relay jumper bypasser thingamajiggles, and it goes right here. So the plan is to, well, first of all, let's hit the switch and we could actually listen to that starter just click. Do it one more time. So the plan is to, you know, you don't want to leave power going through this thing for too long without it actually working. So the plan is to hit the switch real fast, turn it on, and try to go from up here like with a pry bar and bang on the starter, see if we get it to crank over. And it looks like it's going to be easier if I come through the wheel well right here. You could see the starter right there. I gotta be careful, I don't want to get too close because look at that, a dead squirrel. Might get the corona from that thing, so I don't want to get too close to it. But let me go get a pry bar so we can reach that starter. Alright, so I got my pry bar. Let's go ahead and get that real fast. My pry bar. Okay, so obviously did not crank over, but after giving it that first hit, it started to make a different noise coming from the starter. Yeah, I don't like to leave that switch on for too long. You don't know what you're gonna end up burning out, you know what I mean? Let me go ahead and give the starter a few more hits with it not being powered on. Just gonna give it a few hits with the pry bar and then try to switch. Okay, so one quick check that I wanted to do was make sure that the engine can turn over and that it's not seized or anything. I doubt it, but you never know. And it doesn't hurt to check it, right? So, engine is not seized. Spins just fine. Wake up, little buddy. Go on, get. Oh, he don't want to listen. He's still sleeping. Yeah. Sorry, little buddy. But you gotta go. Alright, so the casing of the starter is grounded. I know it's not a loaded circuit, but let's see if we could get to the positive on the other side. Alright, so I can't really seem to get to the positive side. It's like buried behind the starter. If it were in my driveway, in my garage, I'd be more inclined to try to get to it. But I'm out on the street here, and where I live, these people out here drive like maniacs. They will come, it's, you know, it's a residential area, and they will fly down this street at like 70 miles per hour. So I'm not trying to be underneath this truck, you know, with my legs hanging out from underneath the truck or anything like that. I don't know, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and call the starter on this one. You know, normally I would do more testing, but like I said, it's not in my garage, not in my driveway, and I just don't like working out on the street. So just gonna cross my fingers, and it's looking like it's gonna be a bad starter. I'm gonna cross my fingers and just start taking it apart as quick as I can and slap the new starter on it, because I already have the starter. When the owner dropped off the truck, he brought a new starter with it because he thought it might be that. All right, so the first, you hear that? These people driving by. So the first bolt for the starter is pretty easy to get to. 16mm is what fits it. Bolt, that mid-torque Milwaukee guns, putting in that work. Here goes a bolt right here. All right, so that's two of them. All right, so I got the starter out of its place. You can see I got it here resting. This connection right here isn't looking too happy, but I mean, the starter's been on here forever, so kind of expect it to look pretty. It looks like we got the right one from AutoZone. The plugs looks like they're gonna match up. So let me go ahead and yank this bad boy off, and we'll slap the new one on. At this point, I'm like 100% underneath the truck. See, my legs are within the wheelbase of the truck because I don't want my legs hanging out here. The weight, like I said, the way people just drive past here, it's crazy. See, here's new starter, and this boot goes over here, but I'm gonna go ahead and spray the CRC corrosion inhibitor on this thing before I put it on the car, just to protect the terminals a little bit better. Alright, and the other side with the other terminals right there, I'll go ahead and spray those once I get everything connected. Everything's connected, and I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be some sort of rubber boot to cover this up, but there just isn't. I don't know where it's at. It wasn't here on the old one. So it's all the more reason to spray it with something to protect it. Should be good. Alright, I'll grab a ratchet and make sure it's nice and snug. Alright, so very first try at starting, so let's see what happens. Victory! Try it one more time just for good measure. I don't know why I got the habit of taking the key out the ignition when I don't have to. Alright. And there we go, people. That's it. Oh, and one last thing. A moment of silence for our little furry friend. I didn't mean to disrespect him or anything like that, but he was in a way and he had to go. So just push him off to the side. I got someone that comes at night and takes care of that type of thing. His name is Raccoon.